Alright, I have reviewed the Star Wars trilogy. Now I'm going to review part 1 of a trilogy of movies that tried to be part of the Star Wars movies and it just wasn't. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace in 3D. Alright, so Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace starts off and immediately you're like, this doesn't feel right. I can buy the fact that a big Star Destroyer is not wasting a little ship like the original Star Wars. This is building up the entire Star Wars saga, so I can roll with this. What really threw me for a loop, it will seem insignificant, but when I heard Natalie Portman talk for the first time, I was like, this is strange. Because she sounds like a she-male. In the trailer, she sounded like Natalie Portman. She sounded like a girl. In The Phantom Menace, she actually sounds like, the Federation has gone too far this time. Show me those tits. Alright, she didn't say that. That's what she sounds like. And I just found that weird. Insignificant, yes, but I was just like, why not just have her sound like a girl? If the queen's supposed to be a 14-year-old girl, then make her sound like a 14-year-old girl, which means don't dub her at all. And I bring this up because it just simply shows that George Lucas has to meddle with everything. So in The Phantom Menace, the Trade Federation is doing deals with the Emperor when he's Darth Sidious. He's not the Emperor yet. It's a big ploy so Palpatine can become Chancellor, and that's pretty much it. On the other hand, he wants Natalie Portman to sign this treaty, which you gotta think he doesn't want her to sign the treaty, because if she signs the treaty, he won't get into power, so yeah. Makes me also think that this is the kind of movie that'll make kids just check out and go play with their Transformers action figures or something. Or Star Wars action figures, since that's the point of this movie. The point of The Phantom Menace was to sell action figures. That is it. In any case, we get down to Naboo, the main planet in this movie, and we meet Jar Jar Binks. Now, when I first met Jar Jar Binks, I was like, this guy is nothing like I thought he was gonna be. I don't know what I thought Jar Jar Binks was going to be like. I just didn't think he would be Jar Jar Binks. I didn't think he'd set black people back 50 years, I guess is what I'm trying to say. In any case, we're down on Naboo and the big action scenes, the big excitement comes from Jedi just cleaning house with these droids. Which I kind of see as it's kind of cool to see the first time because you're like, oh yeah, you know, Jedi are just kicking ass and I like seeing Jedi kick ass. And we didn't really see that in the old Star Wars movies. So now we get to see Jedi in their prime and that's pretty cool for a little while. After that, it just feels like you put on God mode in a video game where you're like, I'm invincible and I'm just kicking the shit out of everything. Fun for a few minutes and you're like, I'd like a challenge please. That's pretty much The Phantom Menace. After that, they go to Tatooine so they can meet a really bad kid actor who is going to be Darth Vader because he's Anakin Skywalker. Which I don't get the point of this. Why not just make Anakin 17 years old like Luke? Then we could relate to him. We can kind of follow his story. Instead, he's this kid, which we don't care about. And he's going to be an adult in the next movie, so why even have him a kid? Yeah. But the real point of Tatooine comes out soon enough. It's not to meet the bad kid actor who's Anakin Skywalker. It's not to have the queen be safe while they're getting the ship part so they can get the queen to Coruscant. No, it's the pod race. So they can make a few video games about pod racing. That's what Star Wars has become, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that it's in 3D now just confirms that. And everyone's like, oh yeah, the best part of Phantom Menace is the pod race. I remember the first time I saw Phantom Menace, I was like, it's kind of cool, but it's not as cool as I thought it would be. It's not like it's the video game Burnout set in a galaxy far, far away for the big screen or anything like that. It just kind of happens and it's not exciting. Then after that, they get to Coruscant. And that's when every human being alive gets bored shitless. Because it has this pseudo-political dialogue. You know, Palpatine's like, I'll take negotiations and please give me power. The whole point of the next half hour to 45 minutes is just to dethrone the Chancellor so Palpatine could rise in power. That's it. Do this. Show a kid the Phantom Menace. I swear to you, when Coruscant comes on screen, 5 minutes later, he's off playing with action figures again. He doesn't care about it. It's not particularly interesting political dialogue, so we don't care about it. No one cares about Coruscant. And then when they leave Coruscant, Jar Jar's all, we're going home! And he's all cheering and shit, and the music rises like, oh, cool, it's awesome, it's a party. This just tells me that George Lucas knows that Coruscant is a piece of shit part in this movie. He's like, let's just get off this fucking planet. Let's just anywhere else. Even he knows to show that leaving is a celebration. I find that just funny. And then we get back to Naboo, and we're setting up for the big finale of this movie. There's too much going on in the end of this movie. A couple of them, I can see, yeah, this needs to be in the movie. Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn throwing down with Darth Maul, that should be in the movie. She-male voice Padme and the rest of the troops going after the Viceroy, that should be in the movie. Anakin Skywalker accidentally flying a ship into space and accidentally blowing up the big bad guy ship, should not be in the movie. The Gungans fighting the droids, it's not exciting. It's just, it's dumb slapstick. Should not be in the movie. Which I'll say this about the end fight. A lot of people are like, oh, the end fight, it's all like choreographed. Well, yeah, it's choreographed. I'll say it's really entertaining. It's cool to see a bad guy, you know, like a Sith Lord taking on 2 Jedi. I'm not saying the whole thing is good or that it ended well, but I'm saying while they're throwing down, you're like, yeah, cool, all right. If for nothing else in The Phantom Menace, I wanted to see that, and I did. There's actually a scene in that end fight where Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are getting ready, and Obi-Wan psychs out Darth Maul, and then Qui-Gon actually hits hits him, it kind of showed that Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon were kind of using the Force to be on the same page, to mentally connect with each other. I thought that was really cool, but it doesn't make up for a 2-hour and 20-minute movie of bullshit. The fight ends with Obi-Wan holding on to this ledge and Darth Maul standing over him. Instead of Darth Maul doing something logical like using Force push and hitting Obi-Wan down this big pit, or at least dropping his lightsaber on his head or something, Darth Maul's just swinging his lightsaber like this. Like, why is he doing it? He's not even hitting him. He's a few feet away from him. He's just making pretty sparks for the kids at home. And then Obi-Wan wins the fight and kills Darth Maul in a way that's a lot like being Boba Fetted, but it's not as stupid as Boba Fett's death, because Darth Maul is not remotely as cool as Boba Fett. And that's another thing. After Qui-Gon, oops, spoiler alert, dies, they burn his body, kind of like how Luke burned Darth Vader's body at the end of Return of the Jedi. I just kind of thought that Luke did that because that was his way of doing it. Apparently Luke knew that that's just the Jedi way. Jedi burn the Jedi bodies. Good for that guy for just knowing. It's like everything in Phantom Menace is forced to fit together because Lucas thought everything has to be connected. Like Anakin building C-3PO, I was just like, why does that have to happen? Not everyone has to be a part of the Phantom Menace. No, apparently they do though, because now we can sell new C-3PO and R2-D2 toys. And how's the 3D? The 3D is funny about the 3D. It's almost like it was converted by two different people. Sometimes I was like, actually, that's not that bad at all, but that works. Other times I was like, is that even in 3D now? Is it worth the price of admission to see it in 3D? Hell no. In the end, Star Wars set black people back 50 years, Asians back 30 years, bad kid actors back 20 years, and Natalie Portman back 10 years. Although she won an Oscar 10 years later, so the world balances out for her. Everyone else, I apologize. I will say you will like Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, if you just want to talk shit about a movie and you're drunk. Yeah, no, it's a party. I'll have another flaming metachlorian. It's not a real drink, but it should be. Even the animatronics of those Trade Federation guys, they suck. I mean, there's this one scene where this guy's like, impossible, nothing can get through our shields. Really? You're George Lucas. You have an unlimited budget, and that was what you thought was good enough? I would expect nothing less from the guy who says that Han Solo never shot first or some lying bullshit like that. He said that. It's stupid. However, if you want to see an absurdly entertaining review of The Phantom Menace, check out Red Letter Media. I put the link below. It'll take you right to his Phantom Menace review. Check it out, dude. If there's anything you wanted me to say but I didn't say, he says it. He locks it down in such a good case that the biggest Phantom Menace advocate will be like, you're right, it's bullshit. Love it, hate it, watch that. So have you seen Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace? Have you seen it in 3D? What did you think of it? Bring it. Here's your chance to lay it all out here. Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.